Good morning, all my beautiful stitching friends. It's Sandy, the Sunroom Stitcher, coming to you from the beautiful folds of the lilac thicket. It is Tuesday, February 15th, 2022. It's 9:15 in the morning, and just going to be a gorgeous spring day today. The sun is shining, the skies are blue. We're supposed to have cold weather move in Thursday, I think, but it's going to be in the 60s today, and I'm going to be spending some time out in the sunroom. So I'm really excited about that. Some of the signs of spring around here is Allie is shedding like the big dog she is. Oh my word. She is a German Shepherd, and she has furry feathers sprouting everywhere. It doesn't matter how much you brush her. More shows up. So their woodpeckers are also drumming out their territory, which is really cool. You can hear them. And the birds are chipping and calling to one another, and just those lovely bird sounds I love to hear, and that lets me know that they are ready for love, which is probably a good thing since yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I hope your Valentine's Day was really good. On the personal front, my mom is done with both of her eyes with her cataract surgery, and everything has gone really well. And to me, what's the most exciting of it all is her excitement. Little things like, I didn't know one of the pills I took in the morning was blue and the other was peach. She said to me, was it this last Friday or something? She goes, oh my goodness. She goes, I got up this morning, I was smacked in the face by that blue paint on my front room wall. It is so bright. Well, she had picked out a few years ago a paint, and my brother painted her front room and the hallway for her, and it is a beautiful color of blue. But it is a strong sky blue, and she says, I didn't, Jeff must have had a headache when he went home from painting every day. And one of the other things she said was, I realize now, I thought my curtains were dirty. She said, and they're not, they're clean. So it's those little things that are just absolutely delightful to hear come out of her mouth. And she's excited about getting back into her rubber stamping and scrapbooking. And my sister had sent her a kit, an Alice in Wonderland book that she put together, and she's so excited about getting started on that. So things around here, even though last week was hectic for me and the week before that was hectic, it's well worth it. There's nothing that I want more than my mom to be happy and healthy and excited about life. Because at 85 years old, it is encouraging to others around you when you get excited about things like that. Just those blessings that the Lord gives us. And just like you guys bless me when you watch my video or you comment on my video, and I had 3 lovely comments on my video last time, and your names went into my little baggie, you know, the little baggie that I have. When you comment, it's like you give me a hug, and I appreciate that, because sometimes I feel like I just want to give up the ghost. I just want to throw my hands up and say, what the hell? And then somebody will say something that is just so inspiring that I have to keep going. So today I am dressed all in pink, and as you can see, all natural. I'm excited. Not that my holes in my ears have closed up, but I have self-piercer things coming, and I'm gonna go over to my sister's when they come, and she's gonna re-pierce my ears for me. So I'm excited about that. I'll be able to wear my earrings again. And I am wearing a lovely shawl. It's Serpa. I got it for Christmas, and Orrin and I just did Christmas over at my sister's. Not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. And it's got pockets on it. So in the mornings, when it's chilly, I can throw it on and go out, because I like to sit and watch the dogs as they do their morning business. And so I've been using this every single day I've had it on since I got it. It keeps me warm. And it's not like a sweater. I mean, it is in the sense that it keeps you warm, but it's easily taken off and put back on. So we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about first of all? This is my 80th FlossTube video, and I can't believe that there's been 80 of them. But then we had like a 3-year dry spot in the middle when my YouTube account had been closed due to a troll. And so who knew? 80. And I'll tell you, it's a small channel, but I wouldn't give it up for anything in the world. I will not sell my soul for views. I will not. I wouldn't trade any single one of you for anything in the world. Y'all are just so wonderful. And you inspire me. And we all need inspiration. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you today is I have been working on Mary. Now last week was pretty much a dry spot. I wasn't in a place where I just wasn't feeling it stitching because I was busy. I had to venture out into the real world, you know, where all those icky people are, and made me appreciate the hermit that I am. And I am so thankful that I love my home, and so I couldn't wait to get back home, get away from people. So the way the surgery went is that I just like dropped her off like you would at a dry cleaner's, and then they notify you that she's ready to be picked up, and you go and you get her like you're cleaning at the dry cleaners. No, but they were really wonderful. They texted me every step of the way when she checked in, when she was waiting for a room, a pre-op room, when she went into surgery, when she went into the recovery, and then a nurse would call and say, "When can you be here? She's ready." And then I'd go and they'd bring her out to the car. I'd be sitting there at the curb where it says no parking, and they would bring her to the car. So anyways, didn't get any stitching done while I was waiting for her. But this is Mary, and Mary is absolutely delightful. And I did put in a blending filament up here where the border is so that I make sure that it meets. But I love the little sheep, and Mary and Joseph here I just think are adorable. And I did change the color of the berries here. They were going to be the same color as this, which is Sweetest Rose. And that one, Sweetest Rose, I believe is Gassed. And I didn't like it for the berries because it wasn't purple enough. And so I changed it to Weeks Boysenberry. And that is absolutely perfect. There's enough variegation in it that it suits me. These little snowdrops are really pretty. Here, these little snowdrops. A heart, the sheep, the manger, the Star of Bethlehem. There's an angel, and there's angels above here, and there's another sheep. But I was thinking about it, and there's a sheep right above Mary's head, and I thought, yeah, how can I place that? Because I am the victim of a bird. Many years ago, I had a new blouse on, and I had my arm hanging out the car window at a stoplight, and a bird pooped on me. And all I can think of when I see that sheep up there is that sheep is going to let go on Mary, and how irreverent that would be. But anyway, bombs away. But the shepherd is so cute, and actually I'm getting pretty close to being done. I'm well over halfway done. And I didn't wait to do the border until the end, because borders can be so boring. But anyways, Mary's sampler is getting close. Now this is a free design. It was a free stitch along from Plum Street Samplers, and it is still available, and you too can stitch this, and I'll put the links down below. So that's the only stitching that I've been doing. I did purchase a little bit of stash, not a lot, but some, and let me share that with you. This was a clearance at 123, and it's a wooden frame. You can paint and decorate as you want. It's got a 5x7 opening, and it was $5.98. And I thought, that was a pretty good price. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty substantial. So that could be for finishing something that might go to somebody who leaves a comment. I mean, with something in it, of course. But I got that from 123, and I bought this from 123 also. I'm in a St. Patrick's Day frame of mind, and this is from Shepherd's Bush, and it's called St. Patrick's Day Trifle. But I really liked, I actually like all three, but I really liked this one, Happy Lucky Day, and the Luck Be With You. The house is really cute too. Luck be with this home. So I thought all three of those were really cute. This was $8, but you get, she marks it off 20%. And I think it's 20%. Or maybe not. No, it's only 10%. Because I paid $7.19 for this. And then $3.49 shipping. So $6, $7, that's $13 so far. $16.50 with the shipping. And then I bought this digital download from my Fanny on Etsy. And it is called Santa Collection 1. And I loved the Santa because he's green. He's got a green outfit on. And those little snowmen. And it was $6.99. So we are looking at 14, 20, oh wait, 23. We're looking at about $25 that I spent in the last 2 weeks. but I really thought he was cute. Those little snowmen are darling. So that's the stash that I've spent. I have not spent any, although I was tempted to. I was thinking about fabric and see these bins down here. This one and that one, this one, and then there's 4 more bins right below that. You can't see, and they're full of fabric. And I was thinking about that because I have been thinking about this cooler design that I bought some time ago, and it is Jerusalem at Dusk. And I had thought about using a hand-dyed fabric for it, but it is full coverage, and you're really not going to see the fabric. So the fabric's not going to enhance the design at all. So I thought, well, you know what? Let me put mushroom. I love mushroom Lugana in 28 count, but because I need a piece that is 26 by 18 or something like that. And then I thought, because they were having a sale, and I thought, well, gosh, you know, well, I thought, no. I thought I had some mushroom, and I do. I have 2 pieces of mushroom fabric that I had purchased some time ago. And it just happens to be 18 by 27, which is perfect. So I think that this is exactly what I'm going to stitch. Jerusalem at Dusk. And I think that I'm going to start this maybe when I finish Mary's Sampler. But I am having separation anxiety from Gloria. So, and she is so gorgeous. Oh, so gorgeous. So, anyways, I did not purchase any of this mushroom fabric. I also had thought about doing Night Nymph because I had finished Day Nymph. And I thought, well, let me get a piece of dark fabric. And then I thought, no, I've got a drawer full of blue fabric, from light blue to barely blue to really navy blue fabric. And I will just pick out something out of my stash. I am just not going to spend the money on it. I'm not. And I haven't purchased my sunglasses yet. So I sort of want to get our taxes done and see where we are with that before I spend any money, because we don't want the government coming after me, Orrin and Sandy Joe. And I don't know how Allie and Noah would do in prison. I just don't know. So that is a future design, a future project that I have. And of course, I'm always trolling the internet for free designs. And I pulled out one from the Silver Needle site because they do have several freebies on their site. This is I don't know if any of you remember Charlene Garvin, Designs by Charlene. She was a very popular designer back in the 90s. And she collaborated with the likes of Shepherd's Bush and Just Nan. and she did a lot of very innovative samplers. Charlotte happens to be a friend of mine. We've become friends, very much so, more so from the Needle Free-for-All. Charlotte can no longer see to stitch, and it really is very depressing for her. And she's my hero, one of my heroes, my stitching heroes. She's just so talented. She's from Canada. She did have a cross stitch shop, and she did lots of fabulous designs, and I have quite a few of them. One that someday I am going to stitch is the Queen's Knickers, which is a stunning sampler. But anyways, I told her when we were just talking one day, or she had commented on one of the freebies that I had found and posted on Needle Free for All, and she said that she sure did miss it. And I thought to myself, how sad is that? You know, something, can you imagine how much you love stitching and if you weren't able to do it again? And I told her, I said I was so grateful for her, that she had inspired me so many times with all of her designs, and I said it's too bad we aren't neighbors, because boy, we would have the time of our lives. We would be fondling the fabric and the floss, and we would be going through stash, and then you would educate me on designing, because I am hopeless at it. Give me some of your little secrets on how you design so beautifully. And I said, and we'd have a YouTube channel where we'd dish the dirt on cross stitch every week. And that just meant the world to her. Just for her to know that she's remembered and she's appreciated and she's just not forgotten. So anyways, that was a story. But I found another one of her freebies this is from 1999, and it's called Basket of Hearts, and I want to stitch that up. And I think that would be really cute. And I'll put the link to this one down below, because I want to share this on Needle Free for All, but I'd like to have an actual stitch it first, so I could post a picture with the link to the free design on it. So, one of the freebies that I would like to do, this was a new designer to me. It's called Floss on the Mill. It's called Floss on the Mill. She has 4 free designs on her site, and you actually have to put the free designs in the cart and then go through the checkout process. Now, she does not ask you for payment information, but there's those 3, and then there's a 4th one that's a 4th of July. But this one was one that I thought was really interesting. It is a commemoration of Armistice Day, which is the end of World War I. And there's a soldier standing at a cross, where a grave, and then there's one of animals, and it says, they served as well, least we forget, they served as well. And there are horses and dogs on that, and I thought that was a really interesting concept, because I never think about, I know that there were horses and stuff in World War I, but I never thought about commemorating them. So this is Floss on the Mill, and I'm going to put the link to this site down below so you can get yourself some more freebies like you need them. This one is one that I put together. I have a subscription to Crosstalk.com, and it actually, they've got a caption maker. And they've got different fonts and stuff like that. I think I pay about $20 a year for that. And they've got borders that you can use. And I put together a chart for myself, for my use, but also it is you can get the link to this download on my blog. And this is from Psalms 4:8. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. And I want to stitch this too. Love that. I love that verse. Something else. I said I put the link there, so I will do that. This one is a Leslie Tier. Well, you know something? I'm not sure that this is a freebie. Because this was published by Creative Poppy. I thought this, I was thinking that this was a freebie that was on gathered.com, but because I know Leslie Tier has designs on that, but there's a little flower design that I want to stitch for my mom for Mother's Day. Thought she'd enjoy that. And this is also one that I purchased some time ago. And it's Pineberry Lane. I got this off of Etsy. And it's 4 little St. Patrick's Day designs. I like the bowl with the shamrocks coming out of it. I love the green dresses on these girls. I just thought that was sweet. Want to stitch those too. But this is one of those charts that you have to purchase. And like I said, I did that a long time ago. So it wasn't in my total for this past 2 weeks. And then these are just recipes that I printed off. I want to try this one. It's Beyond the Chicken Coop, and it's ham and cheese biscuits. Just like biscuits that have cheddar cheese and ham in it. Let me know if you're interested in that, and I'll share that with you too. So, I'm going to ask you a question. And I would love for you to answer in the comments, because it's always fun to see. But it was a tag on one of my favorite, YouTuber, my FlossTuber, Carrie, Kitty Stitcher. And her tag was, who's your favorite designer? So I'm going to ask, and that was on Instagram, but I'm going to answer that. I think I've talked about this before. Charland Garvin, designs by Charland, or Charland Designs, I'm not sure which way it is. One of my very favorite designers. My all-time favorite is just Nan Caldera, and also Patricia Anderle, the designer of Gloria and O Come All Ye Faithful, which is, you see it sitting right there, framed. But yeah, those are my three. Those are my three free ones. And I'm not saying that there aren't other talented designers, but those are my favorite. And if I had to guess, I probably have most of the designs that each of them made or designed or put on the market. So who are yours and why? And I would have to say my why is the 3 of those ladies, very innovative at their time, when they were at the peak of their popularity. They were very innovative. I mean, Nan was the very first design I ever saw that used something other than little X's. And there may have been others out there at that time, but we're talking early 90s. We're talking like 1990, 91. So, and I have been stitching since 1986. So, yeah. It's been a long time, almost 40 years. So, there are a couple, well, one is a stitching kind of thing. But I wanted to share this with you because this is really special. And I know I've talked about my grandmother Roberts, and that's, my grandmother Roberts was a seamstress. She was an amazing seamstress. And she used to make her own patterns. And Grandma was born in 1903, Grandma Roberts was. And she was the oldest of two girls. She was born in Illinois, not Rock Island. Oh my gosh, it's on the western. It's in Adams County, Illinois. It's a German town, German city. Lincoln spoke there. Or there was a debate there. No, Lincoln spoke there. I think there was a debate between Lincoln and somebody else there. Quincy! How can I... John Quincy Adams is my relative. He was the second Adams, the son of John Adams. And he was... John Adams was the second president of the United States. And John Quincy Adams, I think, was the seventh. Yeah. So anyways, Quincy, Illinois. She was born in Quincy, Illinois. Her dad was a blacksmith. And her mom's family is the Stovall's and the Boards. And they were actually from the Missouri side, because they were right on the state line of Missouri and Illinois. And the Stovall's and Boards lived in Missouri. And my grandmother used to remember them coming to visit, and they would be in a wagon when they would come to visit. And then my grandmother had a younger sister named Dorothy, and they moved to Rock Island, Illinois, most likely because of her father's profession. And they stayed there until she stayed there until she moved to Chicago. My grandmother moved to Chicago, where she met my grandfather at a mutual friend's house. And they were married and had my dad. So, anyways, but my grandma used to make all of my grandpa's pajama bottoms. But this is an apron that she made. And she did the chicken scratch border on it. And it's on pink gingham. Here's the back of it. Flowers, beautiful red flowers. And I have this tied to my, I won't wear it. I don't know that I could even put it around my waist, but because my grandma was a tiny little thing. Do you remember the P. Buckley Moss people with the little bow legs, the Amish people with the little bow legs? That they used to, there used to be lots of cross stitches of. That's what my grandmother reminds me of a P. Buckley Moss kind of person. I do have a picture of her in my... That was my grandmother on her wedding day. That's Lincoln Park. Or Grant Park, excuse me. Grant Park in Chicago. That is her father, who was, his name was William Timmer Wilkie. And that little dot underneath his eye shouldn't be there, but he was a blacksmith. And that's her mother when her mother was little. That was Myrtle Stovall. Myrtie, they called her. So that's my grandmother's family. There's Aunt Dorothy's not there, but yeah. I love my grandma. I have her dining room table downstairs. I want to get rid of this table that we have up. Not really get rid of it. I think I'd like to have it taken downstairs to be my laundry. Do my laundry on, fold my laundry and stuff. Sort my laundry. But I want my grandmother's dining room table up here. It's very unusual. There's not one leg per corner. There's two. And it was probably something that was purchased 1930, 30s, early 30s or so. Maybe a little later than that. Maybe towards the end of the 30s. But I have her dining room table. My sister has her china cabinet. The chairs are falling apart. So, and she told me I could have them if I wanted them, but no, I don't want them. But I do have her dining room table down below. But I am I am just enthralled with this, that this was my grandmother's and my grandma wore it. She made it. And I have her cedar chest in my bedroom. I love my Grandma Roberts. I could never was able to spend enough time with her because they were in Chicago and we were always somewhere else because my dad was in the Navy and then the Coast Guard. And this is and I got a KitchenAid stand mixer for Christmas. This is from my sister, and it is a wooden cutting board, and my mom had written a recipe down for poor man cookies, which is, oh my gosh, I don't know how many generations this cookie recipe goes back on my mom's side of the family. Her mother, who was a Conley, and it goes even further back than that to the Kleesners. They were German immigrants. So Kleesner married a Conley. My grandmother's maiden name was Conley. But it is poor man cookies. It is etched with a laser into the wooden block in my mom's handwriting. They actually scanned my mom's recipe, handwritten recipe, I guess to a computer or something, and the laser etched it. I will never lose this recipe. And I mean, this is etched into it because, you can feel the cuts in the board. Ginger had one made for herself, so we each have we will never lose the poor man cookie recipe. It's a molasses cookie, and her and I are the only two people in the whole world that have this cutting board. And it is part of our history, our family history. It's part of who we are. We always had poor man cookies. My mom always had poor man cookies growing up. My grandmother always had poor man cookies as she was growing up. How wonderful is that? If there's any younger people that are watching this YouTube video, I strongly encourage you to talk to your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, if you're lucky enough to have them. Learn about them. Learn about your family. It is so, it just anchors your life. I always felt like I didn't belong anywhere because we moved so much, we traveled so much, and I felt like I was a nobody. Nobody. And here I am related to three U.S. presidents, 3 founding fathers, maybe 4, because I have some links to Thomas Paine, who wrote Common Sense. I don't have any proof that I am related to him, but I do have hints that I could be related to him. This is the founding of our country, and it is so exciting to me that me, just this little old nobody, is related to some of the greatest minds that conceived and built this country. Just stunning. Absolutely stunning. And I don't want to get rid of that yet, because I want to flash that a couple more times. Also, we're here at 40 minutes and getting long, but I am getting excited about, because I am going to be planting tomatoes this year. And I have heirloom tomato seeds that came from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I'll put a link below. I really, I've got red Ponderosa beefsteak tomatoes, pineapple tomatoes, pink ox heart tomatoes. Oh, these are black sunflower seeds. They were a free gift. And old German tomatoes. And these are the ones, the old German tomatoes are the ones that I want to start out with this year. I also want to try my hand, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do it this year or not, but Luffa Gourds. You know the loofah sponges? Actually, these Luffa Gourds, you can grow them and you can cook them and eat them. But you can let them dry on the vine. And then it takes quite a while for them to dry. And then you can, the skin will peel off. And you can cut them up and make loofah sponges for your bath. They make great scrubbers for your pots and pans. How cool, huh? And I would also like to have, and I did purchase these a few years ago, some culinary herbs. Cilantro. I don't like cilantro. Some are savory. Spearmint, dill, thyme, basil, common chives, common oregano, marjoram. I love these seed packets. Flat leaf parsley, rosemary, broadleaf sage, and here's some more chives. I think those are from the Dollar Tree. And in my little folder here, I've got all my little packets. I've got purple cherry tomatoes. I've got pink lilac seeds, or pink flowers, red lilac seeds, yellow lilac seeds, safflower. Birds love safflower. That's safflower also. Black Beauty zucchini. Blueberries. Muskmelon. I'm not a big melon person. These are watermelon beef steak tomato seeds. And great white tomato seeds. So I've got a lot of seeds. I know I would like to grow some basil, thyme, rosemary, oregano. I thought I had some lemon. Is it lemon basil or lemon sage? Maybe it's lemon basil. But I'm really excited about trying this, and you know the herbs would be very easy to keep out in the sunroom, and I think a lot of fun. And I have been wanting good tasting tomatoes. These tomatoes that you get in the grocery store don't have any taste. They just taste awful. So anyways, that's all of my goodness. All of my goodness. Yay, Sandy Chow is done. Oh, except for one thing. And this is one of my viewers' favorite verses, and this is from Farm Boy Love. I'd love to know how you got that name. It's 2 Peter, verse 3, line 9, or chapter 3, verse 9. Excuse me. The Lord is not slow about his promise, as some count slowness. Let me start over. The Lord is not slow about his promise, as some count slowness, but is forbearing towards you, not wishing that any should perish, but that all should reach repentance. I like that. Thank you, Farm Boy Love, and thank you for watching. If you also have a favorite verse that you'd like me to share on one of the videos, let me know. And remember, in the comments are hugs, and comment, your name will go into my plastic baggie for a gift that I will stitch personally and send to you at some point in the future. And no promises of what that is or when that will be, and every time you comment on a video, you've commented on 3 of my videos so far this year, your name's in there 3 times. So I love all of you. I love all of you so much. If you want more freebies, go to Needle Free for All at Facebook and apply to join that group. Make sure you there are 2 questions you need to answer. What project are you currently working on, and how do you agree with the rules? And you will be approved. And other than that, all I can say is that my lamp here. I love you. I love you all very much. God bless you. Have a great, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And we'll get into a lot of mischief in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a lot of time to create chaos. And 2 weeks, who knows what will happen in the next 2 weeks. But I do know in the next 2 weeks, come hell or high water, I will be here again to tell you, God bless, and I love you.